is yours truly, the Miracle Man here, and I am here bringing you my first YouTube video ever. Basically, what this channel is going to be set around is going to be platinum hunting, and I just kind of fell into this a while back, and it just became something I really enjoyed, and I really just want to share that with the rest of the community and see where this goes. However, what I wanted to do in my first video, I wanted to do something a little different, so I wanted to start with my trophy list. Obviously, I'm going to be a platinum hunter, and the idea of this channel is to get to 1,000 platinums. Originally, it was an idea of getting to level 999, but then I looked at how easy it was. It's not easy, but it's not really going to be a journey. 1,000 platinums, that's a journey, and I want to take you guys on that journey with me, but I also don't want any duplicate platinums. I don't want to be one of those trophy hunters that gets, oh, I platinum this game on the Vita, the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 3, all the remasters. And so these are going to be the games that I'm showing you guys now, because if you see them on this list today, I'm not going to be doing those platinums, but I do have a ton of games that I have not played that I would just love to experience for the first time. Games like Horizon, games like Sonic, Assassin's Creed, God of War, even other games like there's anime games out there that I want to play, games like Destroy All Humans. There's even like 30 to an hour platinums out there that I really, really want to play and that I really want to get into. The sky is the limit here with these games. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the trophy list. And we're going to start with the tier that I want to call the baby tier. This is the baby tier. This is the tier that honestly a baby could probably get the platinums for. These games are not difficult whatsoever. They are the easiest games on this list. And we're going to start out with two Frogger ripoffs that are going to be Froggo and Froggo 2. I seen that it was a Frogger ripoff. I seen that there was two sequels, and they were both free for a time, or I think they were on sale for 4 cents or something like that. They were really cheap. So I bought them, gave them a try, and I didn't even realize that they had platinums, but these platinums were really, really recently, and I didn't even know they had platinums, so they're going in the baby tier, along with the Memory Lane. Very happy to say that the bottom 3 platinums, I didn't know they had platinums, so that makes me feel a little bit better. All right, in the next 2 games, we have platinums for Road Bustle and Chickens on the Road. These are just 2 easy platinums. Storm Boy, I'm taking out of the baby platinums just because of the story. If you guys have not played Storm Boy yet or have read the book that it's based on, an absolutely great story. It is emotional. It just pulls you at your heartstrings at every turn. It is an absolute joy. The platinum, however, only takes about 45 minutes, so it's not a crazy hard platinum. Moving up on the baby tier, we got some ripoffs of some Galaga games here, some Destronaut games. All 3 of the My Name is Mayo games, all 3 of them. I like that the third one added a little something to it. These games, look, they know what they're supposed to be. You're there for the jokes, you're there to laugh at it. I thought a lot of the jokes were pretty funny, especially in the third game. The story of the Mayo going down the lonely path of life is, it hits closer to home than it should. But that's the end of the baby tier. Now the next tier of platinums that we're getting into, I like to call the story tier. These games you're there for the story, you're kind of getting the platinum as an afterthought, but if you're getting these games, you're kind of invested in the story more than anything. And we're going to go ahead and start with Family Mysteries. This is one of the games on the list that is going to have the double plat. Do I want to be that person that gets the double plats? After doing Family Mysteries, I've decided no. I do not want to be that person that gets the double plats. There are going to be a few exceptions. We'll talk about that down the line. But enough of that. Moving on. The Walking Dead Telltale franchise. It's a great franchise. It is a franchise that I have platinumed multiple times. It is actually the first platinum on this list. That's the importance of this one, is that this one right here, Walking Dead, is the first platinum that I ever got on my account back in 2015. Seems so long ago now. The final game on this page is going to be The Complex. Now, The Complex is this movie game. These games are kind of a play once and you're done kind of thing. Nothing more, nothing less. All right, and now we are on to my final page here of platinums. I do still consider myself a beginner trophy hunter because I don't have many games on here yet that I consider 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 on the difficulty scale for platinums. I just want to get to that point. And that's what this Road to 1000 is also about too, just to kind of get in touch with the community and just kind of see what games are the hardest and what games are hard to platinum. If you guys can think of any games actually that are stressful or games that would actually drive somebody like mad to platinum, send them to me, because that kind of stuff actually just gets me really intrigued and it drives me, and I'm sure that some of y'all would love to see someone rage over some of those games trying to get the platinum. So go ahead and send those ideas down in the comment section below, and I'll get down to it and we'll throw them on the list. On to Goosebumps. The two Goosebumps games I'm throwing into the same category. They're pretty fun, for what they are. They're not bad. If you want to, you can platinum these games in about 4 hours time for one of them, and I think it's even shorter for the other one. Each one of them is drastically different. One of them is based on the movie, and the other one is based on a point-and-click adventure. Both games are incredibly fun, and they are incredibly easy to platinum. All right, and now we're moving into the fun tier. These are the games that I just had. You have a blast playing them. The first game in this tier is Astro's Playroom. Astro's Playroom is a game that I was really not expecting to have a fun time with. It was one of those, well, it's the opening game you get for the PS5. Boy, was I wrong. This game is so much fun, guys. I recommend it highly to anybody that's looking for a platinum or anybody that's just looking for a game to kill some time on. This is an absolute blast of a game to play. Cannot recommend it enough. The next one, Last of Us Part 1. This is actually the most recent platinum on the list to date at the time of recording this video. This is the most recent platinum on this list. Last of Us Part 1 is kind of hits a little close to home for me because I was one of the people that unfortunately did not get the final trophy for the first Last of Us game on PlayStation 3 that had the online trophies. Next game on this list is Spyro the Dragon. Guys, I'm an absolute Spyro fanboy. I have shirts, I have hats, I have merch of the Purple Boy. I love this game. I love the franchise. Spyro 4. It's going to happen one day. We're going to speak it into existence. And we're just going to hope and pray that that game happens at some point. Because, God, I need me some Spyro 4. But this game was fun. I thought that Toys for Bob did a fantastic job with the remaster. This game comes highly recommended. Obviously, being the fanboy that I am. But it comes highly recommended either way. I think this game is worth a try for everybody at the very least, and I think that everybody should at least give it a shot. Alright, so I was actually curious to see which one of these trophies was keeping people from platinuming this game, and I actually found it. It was a 9.4% trophy called Rat-tastic. It's where you have to complete North Cove without killing any of the rats. Interesting, that was not the trophy that I was expecting people to have the least of, but I guess if you're playing a Spyro game, I guess it's probably better to be stuck on that trophy than anything. The next game on the list is Ultra Age. I recommend this game highly. It's a short game, about a 6-7 hour platinum if you're not speedrunning through it. If you're speedrunning through it, you could probably get it done in about 4 or 5 hours. It's a fun little short game. We're getting to the point where I don't want to spoil these games for you guys just because the stories of these games are really, really good. But it's just the story about a swordsman going through a journey. It's very anime-esque, and it's just a very, very fun game. Next one is Spider-Man, and do I need to say anything more about this game? It's Spider-Man. It was a great platinum, great story. If you guys have not played it yet, what are you guys doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? We need to get everybody on the platinum Spider-Man. You're looking at 43%. That's pretty sad. I wish more people would go for the platinum on this game. And I know why people don't go for the platinum on this game. It's because you have to 100% all the districts. And the crimes can be very, very tedious once you do like 18 or 25 of them or 35 of them in a row. But this game is so good that I think it at least recommends 100% story completion. After that, getting the platinum, it's up to you guys. Alright, the next two games on the list, we have Maneater. The best way I can compare this game is it's like Jaws Unleashed, but it's got a little bit of a better story, to be honest with you. And I think it's absolutely incredible from the size that you start at to the size of the game that you end with. It is a very, very different size comparison. It's just absolutely insane. The next game on the list is Lego Harry Potter Years 5 through 7. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, guys. Like, the Harry Potter franchise, like, my second most favorite thing. only to Star Wars. And it is absolutely an amazing franchise. I want them to branch out and continue it. I mean, come on, you guys can tell. Hufflepuffs, where you at? Hufflepuff Nation. This brings me to the game that we've all been talking about. If you guys are Harry Potter fans, if you guys know, you know. We'll talk about that game later on too. Spyro sequels 2 and 3. Again, if you guys have not played the Spyro games, it has come highly recommended. Highly recommended. Spyro is such a great franchise. After that, we have The Order and Stray. And these are going to be... Do we want to throw SpongeBob in this tier as well? You know what? We're going to throw SpongeBob in this tier as well. Stray, SpongeBob, and Order, they all fall into the same category. The story's fantastic. It's not a game that I would replay, though. Stray was a game that I played twice or 3 times. That's about it. I really enjoyed it the first time with the story and everything, but after that, it doesn't really have a lot of replay value, in my opinion. And the same with The Order. I know a lot of people did not like The Order. I loved the story of The Order. I wanted a sequel to The Order, but sadly it didn't happen. And the last game in that tier is SpongeBob Rehydrated. Now, guys, this game is fantastic. I cannot wait for the new SpongeBob game. I didn't play this game when it originally came out, but I did play the remastered version, had an absolute blast with it. I highly recommend it. If you guys are a SpongeBob fan or you're looking for a SpongeBob game, this is the game. Guys, I cannot talk enough about Days Gone. If you guys don't know the story of Days Gone, it had a lot of trouble with directors. It had a lot of trouble with everything that was going on in the game. And essentially what happened is there was plans for a sequel. However, the original game wasn't received well. And essentially the sequel turned into what is now known as The Last of Us. I love The Last of Us to death. I think it's an absolutely incredible 2-game franchise that we have right now, with a third, I'm assuming, on the way at some point. But Days Gone is just such a great game. I had a blast with it. I love the concept of it. And it's one of those games where every single hour you play it, the story just gets crazier and crazier. Without spoiling anything, like you play part of the story and you're like, holy crap. Like, you see something crazy happen and you're like, Jesus, this is crazy. And then you play for another 50 minutes and something even crazier happens in the story. And you think that that's it, that it doesn't get any crazier than that. But I promise you, you keep going through that story, it just gets crazier and crazier up until the credits roll, even after the credits roll. Because there are 3 bonus missions after this game ends that you can play that lead you to the secret ending, which was supposed to lead to a sequel that never materialized. And it's an absolutely great ending. And it's just sad that when I played this game and Platinum did, I was actually looking for the sequel. But came to find all that news out, and it's a sad tale. Rest in peace to Days Gone 2, sitting right there next to Last of Us on PS3. They will be missed. I'm going to pair these 3 games on the list together, guys. They're Lego games. I love Lego games. I love the Jurassic Park franchise, and I've already spoken about Harry Potter. These games are all fantastic, and they're really, really enjoyable if you guys enjoy the Lego games. However, if you don't, though, I can understand why it's not your cup of tea. Moving on, we have House of the Dead and Jedi Fallen Order. House of the Dead and Jedi Fallen Order fall into the same category of difficulty for different reasons, surprisingly. Jedi Fallen Order has a few collectibles that are hidden in the background. However, it's worth getting these collectibles because the game is just so incredible to explore. The landscapes, everything is an absolute joy, and you just have fun with it. And it's absolutely a fantastic game. House of the Dead, it's on the same level of difficulty for a different reason. There is one trophy specifically where you have to shoot a zombie into the air. It's all RNG based. Very, very annoying. They're just... I don't even want to speak about it anymore. Alright, now it comes to the part of the video that maybe some of you have been waiting for, and most of you probably haven't been. But this is Pac-Man. Now, these 2 games I am very, very proud of for one reason. We're going to start with this one. SM Profiles keeps track of who platinums games the latest and who is the first to platinum these games. This is the PS4 version of the Pac-Man world. I'm very happy to say that I was the first person to platinum this game on PlayStation. Very, very big milestone for me because this was recently. kind of re-sparked this whole YouTube entertainment thing for me, because it showed that I have a knack for this. You know, I can be the first person to platinum one of these games, and it really was a boost for me. And so then I went after the PS5 one. Funny story about the Pac-Man Platinums. I actually meant to download the PS5 one first, but I downloaded the PS4 one by mistake. I had been waiting for this game for so long that I just didn't want to wait for it to download again on the PS5, so I actually did the PS5 version second. And surprisingly, only one person beat me to it, and they beat me to it by about 3 hours. I think the reason that this platinum took longer for people to start was the Retro Gamer Trophy. That is the trophy where you have to play the original classic arcade Pac-Man and get to round 8 or higher, I believe. It's either 8 or 7. Either way, it's not the easiest task in the world. There are paths that you can follow, but it is not the easiest task in the world. To explain to you guys how hard this Retro Gamer Trophy is, I have had 12 people currently, at the time of making this video, ask me to help them with this trophy. I was able to help all 12 of them out, and I still have people asking me to this day to help them with the Retro Gamer Trophy. It's just crazy. I've played the arcade version of Pac-Man so much that it just comes natural to me now, that I can just, you give me 15 minutes and I can get to like round 12, no problem. Probably do it with only losing a life. But I'm a huge fan of Pac-Man, guys. What can I say? This is my proud tier. These are the games that I am very proud of. I cannot tell you guys how happy I was to get most of these platinums, just because some of them took years to get. But without further ado, let's talk about the first one. It's actually the easiest one on this list. It's Rocket League. The hardest trophy on this list is driving over, I think it's 3K kilometers or 30K miles or something like that. It's basically a grind-heavy trophy. I played this game excessively back in the day. There was like 3 years where I was playing this game competitively. Absolute blast of a game. It's fun. Still play it to this day. It's an absolute blast. The next game on the list, I'm putting these two together. It's Uncharted 1 and Uncharted 2. I am in the middle of platinuming Uncharted 3, and then we're moving on to 4. Let me know if you guys want to see Uncharted 4 on the channel. I've heard it's the hardest one to get. I'm 100% down to record that for y'all if you're down to see it. We have Uncharted 1 and 2, though. I think the reason that these games are so difficult is because you have to beat them on the hardest difficulty. See, the thing is that I'm the crazy kind of guy that goes for the hardest difficulty setting trophy first run if I can. As long as the trophies stack, I'm cool with it. So I played Uncharted 1 and 2 on the hardest difficulty that you needed for the platinum right off rip. And so I think that kind of maybe hindered the story a little bit for me, because it took me like 7 tries on some parts to get to the next section. And so some parts of the story kind of fell flatter to me because of that scene. But I still think Uncharted is a great franchise. Next on the list, we have the remastered versions of Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Absolutely love both of these COD games. They're absolute classics. The hardest trophy in either of these games is the pit. You can pick which either one. You have to hit the time trial in the right spot, and it's just so tedious, and you have to play it so many times to get the idea right, and you have to know exactly where every single person is, because you got to be pre-firing while missing the civilians, and you have to get some timings down right as well too. It's all RNG based when it comes down to it at the end to see if you can make the time or not. Usually it's very, very hard to perfect. Very, very hard to get the trophy. It's a lot tedious, a lot of work, but they're both great games. The next game on the list is Falling Skies. Now, Falling Skies is a game that's based on the show on TNT. If you guys haven't watched the show, I absolutely highly recommend it. However, if you guys are a fan of the show, odds are you're not going to like the game, unfortunately. It's got a lot of continuity issues, and if you watch the show first and play the game, it's going to look really, really bad. There's characters from the show that didn't reprise their role in the game, so those characters are just absent from the story entirely. And when you watch the show and come back and play the game, which is supposed to be the 6-month period in between season 2 and 3, it doesn't make a lot of sense, the game, at all. On top of that, the platinum is extremely tedious and extremely glitchy. There are 2 trophies in this game that are glitched. Without the trophies being glitched, the trophies where you have to get all of the squad slots unlocked and where you have to upgrade all of your soldiers, they wouldn't be hard trophies. However, the trophies are glitched to where you have to unlock them all in the same mission. And that goes for the upgrading weapons as well. So that means that even though you unlock the weapons at some points earlier in the game, you cannot unlock those until you unlock all the other ones. And then you have to unlock all of those at the same time. You have to play a mission. Then you have to unlock all the equipment because the equipment takes one less mission than the guns. All of this has to happen while your soldiers are being upgraded, which also takes 2 missions. So that means that once your soldier gets maxed, you have to take them out of the mission, make sure they don't upgrade again, all the way up until you have 9 soldiers that are ready to hit level 10 that you can upgrade, because they have to hit level 10 at the same time. Then you have to upgrade them, which takes 2 minutes, which also has to be done at the same time. All this while you have to upgrade the weapons and the grenades at the same time as well. These 3 trophies together glitched make this game an absolute hellish nightmare to platinum. I do not recommend platinuming this game unless you are a top tier fan of the Falling Skies TV show. And even if you do go for the platinum for this game, I recommend going in with a guide, because you need to know that stuff before you get halfway through the game, because this game is not short. It is a 45 to 60 hour game if you know what you're doing. That's if you don't lose soldiers and you're able to make it through the entire game essentially death-free. I'll put it this way. I went through this entire game. I only had 3 soldiers die, and it still made that last trophy an absolute pain in the ass to get. That is what makes this platinum one of my proudest platinums, and why it's so high up here on the list, and why it's in the top 10%, honestly, just because of those 3 trophies. It's just really, really sad. And the last 2 games in the proud tier are going to be Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts 2. These games are absolute joys, guys. I love this franchise. If you guys have not played these games, they are an absolute joy. It's a blast. I'm a huge Disney fan myself, so when I heard Disney Final Fantasy crossover, I was ready. And I have not looked back ever since. I do plan on platinuming the rest of the Kingdom Hearts franchise. I need to do Birth by Sleep. I need to do KH3. I need to do Dream Drop Distance. I also want to do the PS3 ones again, so if you guys would like to see those on the channel, let me know, because I do plan on doing the KH1, KH2, and Rechained of Memories at the very least. After that, those will be my only duplicate games. I don't plan on doing any more duplicates after that. I just do the duplicates for the Kingdom Hearts franchise because those are my passion games. I love those games to death, and the same with The Walking Dead. Besides that, I won't really be getting many of those double plats like that. Alright, and welcome to the final tier. If you guys have noticed, I've been doing some of these games out of order, and I've just been skipping over some of them that don't really matter. But this brings us to our final 5 that I want to talk about. These are my five top tier plats. These are the plats that took years to get. Some of them took even longer. Some of them happened by pure luck. And they're just games that they're my 5 babies. They're my 5 children, you know. This is my top 5 plats right now, in my eyes. Let me know if you guys agree. Number 5, we got Rechained of Memories. The reason Rechained of Memories is number 5 is because it's surprisingly was the easiest one on this list. I was able to sit down, do it in one sitting. Not one sitting, but like one run of it. I was able to do it all in the first run. All the rare cards, I actually got those cards pretty easily as opposed to my luck in other games. And it was just an absolute crazy, crazy game. But that's why that one's number 5 on my list. Moving on to number 4. Number 4, Platinum, Watch Dogs. It's not a hard platinum. It's not. It's on the list for a different reason. When this game first came out, I got every single trophy except for one. It was the one where you have to get tailed 5 times. You have to let someone tail you. So for those guys who don't know, this game died off really, really fast in the online scene. And if you didn't get this trophy within like the first 2 weeks, it was really, really hard to find someone to tail you. I didn't think I was ever going to get this platinum. Until last month, when one of my friends decided to start playing Watch Dogs, I saw that he was, and I was like, yo, I need you to come tail me real quick. I was like, I'll play the 20 minutes that it takes to get there. I'll pay you whatever you need to do. So my homie helped me out, and 7 years later, I have the Watch Dogs Platinum. It was an absolute joy. I haven't played the second one. But if you guys want to see me play the second one, I haven't really looked into the trophy list much or not. Let me know, because I would be down to do another Watch Dogs game. Number 3 on this list actually goes to a 3-game Resistance 3. The Resistance trilogy, in my opinion, is one of the most incredible post-apocalyptic games I've ever seen. I think that it at one time had a chance to compete with Halo. I might be tripping there. You guys can say what you want. I loved this game more than Halo. I was a PlayStation guy, so maybe that's what it was, but I had both consoles. I always preferred Resistance to Halo, and so when there was rumors of Resistance 4 not happening, I was really gutted, and then it actually didn't happen. I was even more gutted. This is going to be the third time in this video that I'm saying it, but rest in peace, Resistance 4. You will be missed. This game is actually really, really fun. The reason that it comes number 3 on my hardest platinums to get is because of one trophy. There was one trophy that was glitched for a very, very long time. For some reason, when the licenses got renewed, there was rumors of the trophy not being glitched anymore. Wasn't really sure if that was true or not. But I went back, played the game, and I got the trophy that wasn't glitched. It was actually one of the easiest trophies in the game to get when I went through it this time. And I ended up getting this platinum 9 years down the line. That is why it is number 3, because this game took me 9 years to platinum. Because I got the game in 2013, and I think the game came out when it came out, 2013. It was either 2013, 2011. But I think it was 2013 when the game came out. So in 2013, this game came out, and it took me 9 years to plat it, and it just, it was a journey. An absolute journey to platinum that game. 9 years. And it was just so satisfying to hear that platinum sound finally pop. I actually only got it like 3 months ago, so it's actually really, really one of my proud moments right there. Number 2, it's the latest platinum on this list. I know I said it earlier, but I actually forgot that I just finished this one. If you guys have been following my Twitter, you guys know I've been having a struggle with this game. This game is Attack on Titan, the first one. And before everybody asks, yes, I plan on doing the sequel. I love Attack on Titan. If you guys want to look back there, you can see a stack of books right there. That is every issue of the Attack on Titan manga. That is all the way beginning to end. Meaning that, yes, I do know how Attack on Titan ends. I will not spoil anything. Have no fear. This game was incredibly difficult for one reason and one reason only. The gear. The grinding of this gear is absolutely insane. It got to the point where I had an entire book next to me helping me get know what materials I needed for each equipment so I didn't have to keep going back and looking at after every mission. This game's tedious. It's really, really grind heavy. I do plan on doing the sequel at some point, even though my heart is going to absolutely destroy itself. The surprising thing to me about this game is that it's a 3% ultra rare platinum, and I was expecting it to be a little bit higher because with anime games, usually people 100% them just because of how much they enjoy it. But 20,000 people have gotten this game, and only 636 people have gotten the platinum. So that is definitely a fun one to have right there, and a satisfying one for sure. But it is not for the faint of heart. It is a journey. If you guys are going to do it, it is a journey. Number 1 on the list is 2K20. And this might be a shocker to some people considering that it's a sports game. But it's kind of weird how this one came about. So this one actually kind of happened by accident because I was grinding the competitive scene really hard in this game with my team and my career. And I didn't get anything anywhere close to the competitive scene with this game. But I did come out with a platinum. Let's see here if we can find what the trophy is. It's keeping a lot of people from getting it. Alright, so I found the reason that people didn't get this platinum, and that's because there was a Reach Goat Collector level. I don't remember who the player was for this year. Let me see if I can find out real quick. Alright, so I was able to find out who the Goat Collector level was for that year, and I found out why I actually went so heavy for it. The top 3 cards were Clyde Drexler, Anthony Davis, and Dwayne Wade. So that explains why I went for those cards. I actually remember grinding for those cards and getting that Clyde Drexler. However, that's the reason why a lot of people don't have this trophy, and why I was keeping most people probably from getting the platinum. But I don't really go for sports games platinums usually, just because of all the online stuff you have to do for stuff now. But it just happened to fall into place that year, so it was really really fun one. All right, guys, and that's going to bring us to the end of the platinum list. That is the games that I currently have platinums for, a total of 68 of them, and we are on the push for 1,000. So if you guys want to join that journey, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. But before we leave, I did say I had some other things to talk about, such as the schedule and games that I'm going to be recording. So without further ado, let's talk about the series that I'm going to be doing called I Platinumed All Of. Essentially what this series is going to be is it's going to be a series where I platinum all of a certain franchise. It could be all of the Batman games. It could be all the Lego games. It could be all the Resident Evil games, all the Sly Cooper games, all the Crash Bandicoot games. Any game, any franchise is up for grabs. There is only one rule, and it has to have 3 or more games in the franchise for it to be obtainable. That means that games like Destroy All Humans and other games that just don't have more than 3 games in their franchise, I just won't be doing in this series. Those series are going to be more talking about the franchise as a whole, like what was the hardest game to platinum, what was the most difficult stuff, and of course I'm going to be having the stuff on the side of the struggles that I went through and the rage moments as well, if there were any, and so on and so forth. That's going to be the first series I'm going to be doing. The way that this schedule is going to work is it's going to be a Monday, Wednesday, Friday upload schedule. I don't have exactly a timetable set yet. I'm looking at between noon and 2 p.m. for the video to be released. Once I have an update on that, though, I will leave it up here. It'll be around my face somewhere. If it's not here, it'll be on Twitter if you guys want to see my schedule over there as well. For the games that I have played that I'm going back to platinum are the games that I know about, the games I know story-wise. Those I'm going to be cutting into what I'm going to call my best moments videos. Those are going to be mostly on Mondays and Wednesdays when those best moments videos are going to be coming out. And they're always going to be whatever game I'm working on. However, for games that I haven't played that I'm going into blind, those are going to be full walkthrough gameplays. And those are essentially just going to be, you're going to see everything. You're going to see the entire thing from when I start the camera from all the way until I stop the camera. And those are going to be my longer videos, my 45, my 50-minute walkthrough videos. Those are also going to be Monday and Wednesday videos. And we'll talk more about that in a sec because that's actually what my first game is going to be. And then Fridays is what I'm going to be calling Free Day or Freebie Fridays, whatever you guys prefer. Those are essentially going to be whatever you guys want. So I'm going to essentially on my Twitter, which is going to be in the description below, goes back to that whole clicking on the link thing. Essentially what I'm going to do on my Twitter is I'm going to be posting 3 or 4 of the most popular games out there right now. That could be anything from Call of Duty to Overwatch 2 to whatever the most popular anime game may be at the time. It could be a racing game. It could be, it could be a new Telltale game. It could be whatever. Whatever game that is out at that time, I'm going to be putting on my Twitter, and whatever receives the most votes, that is what's going to be the video on Friday. And the final thing is that if one game is picked on a Friday, for example, let's say Call of Duty is picked on a Friday, then next week on the next voting area, that Call of Duty game will no longer be optional to be chosen for Freebie Friday for that week. This is essentially to make it to where we can get a bigger variety of games going on Freebie Friday, and just so we don't see 7 weeks of COD or 7 weeks of Overwatch or 7 weeks of whatever game it may be in a row. That way everybody has a chance to see whatever game they want me to play on Fridays, or everybody has a chance to get their votes in for whatever game they want. And so that's essentially what that's going to be for Friday. Outside of that, I am really, really excited to get going on this. I'm real passionate about gaming and really platinum hunting in general. I've been platinum hunting since 2017. I'm really looking forward to going on this journey with 1,000, and I'm really looking forward to interacting with you guys and interacting with the gaming community and really just getting into this whole entertainment business as a whole. It's a really exciting thing, and it's something that I'm really going to enjoy, and I can't wait to share that enjoyment with the rest of y'all. So without further ado, that is going to bring us to the end of the first ever YouTube video on this channel. If you guys stuck around to the end, I really appreciate it. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to down in the section below. Hit that bell notification so you guys can know every time that I post a new video when that's going to be going up on the channel. The first game on this channel is going to be coming out on Wednesday. It's going to be this Wednesday. It's going to be Horizon Zero Dawn. I have never touched this game. I have played maybe the first 10 minutes of it, if that. So I'm really looking forward to jumping into this game, and I'm really looking forward to getting the platinum for it. So thank you guys for watching this video, and as always, this was your boy, the Miracle Man, and I will see you guys in the next video.
What could that be? They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that can